Now, a lot of people have been asking me recently, bro, when are you going to get around to doing the Kershaw Cryo 2? I need your I need your thoughts on the Cryo 2. Going Prepared picked it up at Cabela's or whatever 5 years ago and said it was the next must-have knife. Is it? Okay, nobody said anything like that, but Going Prepared did buy it at Cabela's, I think. Or was it Prepared Mind? I don't know. Since the Cryo 2 is probably the closest I'll ever get to a real Hindererer, unless someone, gave me one, of course, which I would not say no to because that would be rude. Let's take a look at the dimensions of the sequel to the Men's Journal approved knife of 2013, a simpler time when Prepared Mind 101 or Going Prepared, I forget, was the hippest hair gel survivalist around and people still read magazines on what it means to be a man, like the overall length and weight. Can ketone pills and powders really provide the same benefits as a low-carb diet? The blade size and the cutting edge. Is the deep state losing power or more powerful than ever? The handle size, the grip area. 5 combat rope moves that will torture metabolism. Spine thickness, handle thickness. This app wants to be an Uber of bathrooms. And the tallness closed, and I hope saying that is still pissing that one dude off. Oh yeah, and the speed safe protrusion. The most terrifying way to orgasm. Okay, one of those headlines was InfoWars, so guess which one? The Cryo 2 features a blade made of Chinese 8CR13 MOV steel, a steel that Rick Hinderer hasn't found a way to work into a $400 knife yet. So, of course, that's why they farmed it out to Kershaw. Now, I've been told by 4 unnamed sources at Hindererer that the technology is close to getting people to pay for it. Not quite there yet. It's a drop point style blade with a hollow grind and a gray titanium carbonitride who cares coating. Something that will patina as time goes on but still looks tactical as shit. The blade is either deployed by thumb studs or the flipper stud, or by neither because you already bought it and traded this knife away 4 years ago. It is an assisted opening and the tab makes it a bit easier to open than the thumb studs. It ain't jimped, so it doesn't rub on the finger, at least the tab we're talking about here, for knife fidgeters. Although since it is an assisted knife, it requires more force to deploy than a standard non-assisted knife, and a bit more force to close, because of those internal springs known as torsion bars, which are made from unicorn bones, which I've read can wear out over the years, but I wouldn't know that because I don't regularly use or carry a speed safe, but I would assume knife fidgeters are reporting on that issue. The blade is locked into place by frame lock, which helps to keep the knife thickness down so it's an easy slide in the pocket carry, as opposed to scales on liner locks and that kind of stuff. It has a stabilizer disc too, which appears to keep the frame lock from bending outward, something I've never really had happen on my knives without a disc, but it's there. One thing I've also noticed is the frame lock at the flex point near the back here is probably the thinnest piece of metal out of all of my frame lock knives that sit in my knife box, mostly. I don't know if it would break, but it might, or it might not. The all stainless steel handle fits my hand well and is comfortable and smooth. But it's very smooth, which is something to think about if you use your knives in wet conditions often. The tactical ridges up top on the blade spine do give it some control for cutting. It has that same titanium coating, the handle, like the blade does, so that's cool. There's also some of those tactical ridges under the bottom, I guess for hood breaching. The pocket clip is a nice deep carry clip which picks up wear pretty fast. Now this was a knife traded to me by fellow YouTuber Josh Johnson for, I think it was a San Renmu. So it's mainly from him because I don't want to give the impression I actually use my pocket knives. The clip is positionable to 4 places, but I didn't bother to put it tip up, blade backward, the carry I prefer, because I got a lot of things going on right now. Like this beer right here. So I like this knife okay, which is kind of what I say about all my Kershaws. This one has a useful blade size and a handle size and a good personality, of course. Although I do prefer my Griptilian to this because it's a bit larger and more fun to deploy. And you're like, that's weird, you rarely mention your Griptilian. Well, I prefer an axis lock to an assisted open, like on this knife, because of its fidget potential, the axis lock, of course. And its easier deployment and one-handed closing. The same also goes for my Wait for it, Paramilitary 2 from Spyderco. Of course, the Kershaw is $30 and the Spyderco is $100 more. But the Paramilitary 2 is lighter and more funner to accidentally cut myself with. And you're like, how about another poor man's Hinderer that's not, of course, a stolen Hindererer? How about the Ferrite, which is that same slick aesthetic as in gray, but it's lighter and thinner and may make more sense if you need something with basically the same blade size, although the handle is a little smaller. The whole idea with this section is to confuse you so you don't buy anything at all. And one more Kershaw assisted, which is the Link. It's a nice assisted opening. You can watch all of these reviews if you want a good picture of what exactly I'm doing with my life these days. People would like my reviews to be longer, so this is the sort of shit I pad them with. How about that? Okay, I think we're done here. If you like this review, subscribe to Josh Johnson's channel. Check out his San Renmu review, which used to be my knife, but now it's his knife. I'll link his channel and a few of his videos at the end, and some of my videos, which you'll see pop up like right here as I pour this beer. So like, subscribe, comment, the usual. Thanks for watching.